Are you in danger of making one of these expensive mistakes when it comes to buying your first home? I'm willing to bet you are and don't even know it. Today, I'm going through the 5 most costly mistakes that we see happen and how to avoid them when people are getting ready to buy their first home. Number 3 is a little controversial, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on that below. Hi, I'm Emily, Harenda, Dallas area realtor. My husband and I have been helping people just like you buy homes here in the Dallas area since 2015, and we'd love to help you too. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel and give us a call, text, or email so we can make a plan for your move here to Dallas. Number 1, buying an older home. Maybe something from the 1950s, 60s, or early 1970s. Maybe a fixer-upper without a proper understanding of the cost of needed maintenance and future repairs. The key word is future repairs. Here are the scenarios I hear of all the time. Foundation concerns, big issue here in North Texas. You'll have a foundation company provide an estimate. Let's say it's between $3,000 and $5,000. It's not pocket change, but it's also not catastrophic. You agree. You sign all the waivers and contracts. They do the work. Uh-oh, there's a plumbing leak that happened as a result of the work. Now the entire bill is over $20,000, and you didn't have the budget for that. Air conditioning. Let's say you buy a home in the winter. The air conditioning unit is about 18 years old. The inspector says it looks fine, but he wasn't able to turn it on since the temps were too cold. You assume everything's fine, but then the first hot day in May comes and your unit can't keep up. Turns out, the whole thing needs replaced because it uses a type of freon that isn't produced any longer. And I could go on with stories like this. But my point is, if you're buying an older home, there's a lot more due diligence needed during the inspection period. And you need to have money in the bank after you close that is set aside for future repairs. Number 2, somewhat related to number 1, but a sneaky one that people don't watch out for, unless you have me as your realtor. Buying an improperly flipped home. I'm not trying to disparage the industry in any way, but a home flipper's primary job is to make the highest possible profit in a short period of time. This often means cutting costs and only focusing on the items that are going to lead to the highest possible net return for them. Unfortunately, this means it's likely that they either neglected some major work that needed to be done or did some work poorly that needs to be corrected later. A good inspector will catch a lot of these items. The problem is that sometimes people are so in love with the house that they kind of tune out the inspector a little. A better option is that you find a home that the previous owners renovated a few years ago. People tend to care more about the quality of work when they're gonna be living in the home instead of flipping it. Number 3, buying a home too far from your job. This one can be a little controversial, so let me explain how this could play out. Sally and David are wanting to buy a house. They look and they look, but they're not finding what they want. Then the realtor shows them this new community that's in their price range with beautiful homes. The only catch is that it's an hour-long commute to work. But Sally and David aren't too concerned about that because the builder-up told them it's in an up-and-coming area and they're getting a really good deal. And that actually may be 100% true. So they buy the house, live there for a year, and guess what? Dallas is growing, so the commute gets worse. They get home late, leave early. It starts to wear on them. Now, if you did this in the last few years, you may be in luck because prices have gone up so much that you've probably accumulated a decent amount of equity already. However, it's highly unlikely that we are going to see the kind of rapid appreciation that we saw during 2021 and 2022, meaning that if you need to sell your house just after a year, you could be losing money. Now, there are a lot of nuances that can make buying a home in a community like this a good or bad decision. The key here is to have an honest, non-emotionally driven conversation about what kind of lifestyle changes you'll have to make if you're considering a long commute. Do not feel pressured to make a fast decision on this. Number 4, timing your home search poorly. This honestly could be number 1, as it often results in people making bad decisions. Understanding timing is critical when it comes to home shopping. I always love it when people start talking to me about their move 6 to 12 months before they want to do it, because that lets us have plenty of time to make a game plan, to talk about what interest rates are going to be doing over that time and how that can affect their payment, to target specific areas. Look, if you go in and open Zillow, you're just seeing what's available today. It doesn't predict anything. It doesn't tell you, hi, this neighborhood over here is in your price point, is a great location, is gonna have some homes for sale soon, even if there's nothing right now. But I think so often we're just focused on what there is right now, and we don't take the whole picture into account. Finally, number 5, waiting too long to get your pre-approval done. That happens so often, a lot of times because people are worried that it will negatively affect their credit score. Sometimes it's just because we're busy and this can get put off to the last minute. Unfortunately, that often means people are scrambling to do this right after they find the house they want, which may already have offers on it. At that point, it could be too late. Listen, if you're going online and looking at homes more than once a week, then it's time to get a pre-approval. 1, it's gonna give you a better idea for your budget, including your taxes, insurance, interest rates, all of that. 2nd, it's going to give you time to shop lenders a bit, see what different companies are offering. And 3rd, once you have this done, assuming your finances are in order, it means that if your dream home does hit the market this weekend, you can actually do something about it. If these tips were helpful, leave a comment below. And if you'd like to have a 15-minute conversation about what kind of house we could find for you here in Dallas, give us a call, text, or email.